Okay, you should have a worksheet that says movies, kids, and calculators. And what we're going to do is we're going to work through this. And once you learn how to set one of these up, you can set any of them. They're not very hard at all. So that's what we're going to work on. What I want you to do is to ignore this part right here that says what percent. I don't want to know that. I just want to know how many of each type, because we're talking about this in the problem situation. A local movie theater sells tickets for $6, but they also offer a reduced ticket price for $4 for children under the age of 12. Lately, the theater manager has been suspecting that teenagers are buying children's tickets to save money, even though they do not meet the age requirements. So the manager asks you to do some research. To answer this, we have to determine how many of each type of ticket were sold. So you walk into the back of the theater while the movie is showing and you count 46 people. Just 46 people. You don't know if they're adults or if they're students, but you know there's 46. Then you go to the ticket booth and you find out that there's $238 in the tickets. So what your job is to find out how many of each type of ticket were sold. I like to call this how many and how much. Okay. How many, how much. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through here and I'm going to identify an X and a Y. Let's let X be adults. You don't have to let it be adults, but you can. Might as well. And so if X is adults, Y would be students. Okay, so we know that there were 46 people that were there. So we're going to put all the students and all the adults, and that would be a total of 46. Now then, we're going to put money on it. You know that it cost $6 for an adult ticket, so put the 6 on the X. And it cost $4 for a student ticket. And that should equal the amount in the ticket box, which was $238. Now look, you have a system that you can solve any way you want to. Combination, substitution, elimination. That's how you set those up. So it's really very easy. We did how many, how many, how many, and how much, how much, how much. When we did the how much, we put money on everything. When we did the how many, we didn't have to put money on it. Now I'm going to go to the next screen and we're going to solve that. So we had X plus Y was equal to 46. Okay. And then we had 6X plus 4Y was equal to 238. Okay. I think I'll do elimination. I'm going to make my Y's drop out. I'm going to multiply everything by -4. So the top would be -4X minus 4Y equals 46 times -4 is -184. Okay, and then I'm going to write the bottom one down because I'm not changing it. And look what is about to happen. This is going to come out so nice and easy. Okay, -4X plus 6X is 2X. And then look at your Y's. They dropped out. That's exactly what you wanted. Equal -184 and positive 238 is 54. Then we divide both sides by 2 and you get 27. Now if you look back at our previous screen, X was adults, Y was students. So I have X is 27, so I had 27 adults. Okay, I still haven't found Y, but I know how to do that. I can plug that in right here for my X, and I can get 27 plus Y equals 46. And then subtract 27 from each side. So Y is equal to 46 minus 27 is 19. So it looks like there are 27 adults and 19 students. Okay, so that's how you set up a how many, how much. Now then, we're going to go back to this same document. I'm going to go all the way back to the first slide. Okay. And let's see. Well, I can't get to the bottom of this page, so what I'm going to have to do is just delete this part. Okay, and I'll bring our picture back. Okay, and this time I'm going to move it way up. Okay, now we're going to continue on. Here's another how many, how much. How many, how much. Okay, let's read the problem. The school spent $4,650 last year to purchase 100 new calculators. Some were fancy graphing calculators that cost $105, but the rest were cheap scientific that only cost $15. How many of each kind were purchased? So first of all, let's see what we've got. Okay, we've got X and we've got a Y. So let's let X be the graphing calculators. And we'll let Y be the cheap scientific calculators. Okay, now then, ask yourself what they tell you. They tell you how many, how much. So let's say, well, we've got all the graphing plus all the scientific should equal 100 because that's how many. Now let's do the how much. Let's put money on it. Okay, $105 for the graphing, $15 for the scientific should equal the total amount, which was $46.50. So how many, how many, how many, how much, how much, how much? And now we have a system that we can solve. So let's go to the next screen and we'll do that. So here we have X plus Y is equal to 100 calculators because that's how many we have. So I'm just going to rewrite that. And then we're going to put money on it. We've got $105 on the graphing ones and $15 on the scientific ones. And that should equal the total money, which is $46.50. Now, you can solve it any way you want to. I think I'll make the y's drop out because if that was a negative 15, that'd be really, really easy. So let's multiply everything by negative 15. So the top one becomes negative 15x minus 15y equals negative 1500. And then I have 105x plus 15y equals 46.50. Okay, now when I add those together, those y's drop out, which is what we wanted. Then I've got 105 minus 15, which is 90x, is equal to the 46.50 minus the 1500 is 31.50. So I divide both sides by 90, and I should get my answer for x, which is 35. So I have 35 of the expensive graphing calculators. Then I have to find the other. I need to know how many of the other have, so I just have to plug it in. So that's going to plug into this right here, and that's going to be 35 plus y equals 100. And then I'm going to subtract my 35 from each side, and that gives us y is equal to 65 of the cheap ones. So you've got 35 graphing and 65 scientific. That's how many, how much, and that's problem solving.